Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have 6 articles in this episode for you. The first one here is off of BizPack Review. All these URLs, of course, are in the description of the video, so you can pull them up for yourself. This one says lawmakers launch cheap below-the-belt attack on First Lady Melania to get revenge on Trump for travel ban, proving there's no end to the ill will that Democrats are willing to whip up when it comes to President Donald Trump. A California state senator has set her sights on First Lady Melania Trump. In a calculating political move described as below the belt, Senator Nancy Skinner called on the White House to release documents related to Mrs. Trump's immigration, according to Politico. By Senator Pro Tem Kevin DeLeon and Assembly Speaker Anthony Redden, the Democratic lawmakers' action is part of a protest against Trump's executive order going after sanctuary cities, the online news source reported. At issue is an Associated Press story that Melania Trump reportedly worked in the United States over a 7-week period some 2 decades ago before she was legally permitted to do so. No one in the Trump operation has released any documentation to indicate what was the circumstances or whether she had full legal status, Skinner said. Had a lawmaker look at whatever papers she chose to give. San Francisco attorney Hamrit Dillon told Politico the attack is below the belt, calling it a cheap trolling tactic. Dillon is a member of the Republican National Committee, said it was really beneath the dignity of these California legislators, and called the effort sexist and harassing. I don't think that the president's policy position make his wife fair game for anything, he added, unless you're with the Democratic Party, which subscribes to the belief that the end justifies the means. This one is off of BizPack Review. It's Canada. The Masque shooter reportedly shouting Allah Akbar, not go Trump. Canada suffered its first terrorist attack just 2 days after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau slammed President Trump's executive orders to stem terrorism in the United States. The gunman opened fire at an Islamic center in Quebec City Sunday evening, killing 6 people and wounding 8 others. A man who had been praying at the mosque told the CBC he heard the gunman yell Allah Akbar during the shooting. There were about 40 people attending prayer service at the time. They started to fire, and as they shot, they yelled Allah Akbar, said the witness. The bullets hit people that were praying. There were 7, we'll try that again. There were even kids. There was a 3-year-old who was with his father. The suspect has been identified as Alexandre Brizonet. Multiple media outlets had previously identified Mohammed El as the second suspect, but now claim he was merely a witness. Early internet rumors had blamed Trump for the Quebec shooting, with anti-Trumpers claiming his rhetoric had caused the white supremacists to storm the mosque. Many circulated the fake news rumor that the shooters had yelled, "Make America Great Again" or "Go Trump" during the rampage. Kamal Ninjani initially blamed Trump for the terrorist attack before deleting the tweet. Ninjani had blasted Trump executive order temporarily halting visas from 7 nations known for being hotbeds of radicalism. Rutgers even tweeted a fake news report blaming White House supremacists David Areen and Matthew Fournier for the shooting. That rumor was later picked up by the leftist website Daily Beast. Meanwhile, others on Twitter said the mainstream media and the public never protested when other world leaders imposed travel bans. And there's a whole list of tweets if you want to pull them up to take a look at them. And the next one that we have is off BizPack Review, and it says Quebec mosque shooting suspect identified. Update Monday afternoon from Fox News. The lone suspect was identified as Alexandre Bizanet, a student at the nearby university. Law enforcement source told Rutgers. Police initially named Mohammed El as a second suspect, the Associated Press reported, before cops apparently backtracked. Witnesses said that at least one gunman shouted Allah Akbar while opening fire at the Quebec Islamic Cultural Center Sunday night, killing 6 men by shooting each one of them in the back. 2 assailants, a mosque, one of the 2 assailants of a mosque in Quebec City, Canada, who killed at least 6 people last night, has been identified as Mohammed Kifdur, according to Royal Canadian Mounted Police and local television station TVA Novelis. Identified a second accomplice as Alexandre Bizanet. Canadian provincial officials rushed to call the attack as an act of terrorism on the Centre Culturel Islamique de Quebec. The province premier, Philippe Collinard, tweeted that he believed it was an act of terrorism. The Quebec City attack came amid worldwide criticism of President Donald Trump for his executive order temporarily barring immigrants from 7 countries that have ties to or sponsor Islamic terrorism. The attack is anti-Muslim in nature since assailant had an Arabic name. The spokeswoman for the RCMP told the Daily Caller News Foundation she believed the television news report naming the 2 alleged assailants was accurate. A member of the mosque cautioned people from jumping to conclusions. Please wait for the preliminary result before spreading rumors, tweeted one member of the mosque. Sunni and Shiite sects of Islam have opposed each other for centuries and often violently. In Iraq, violent attacks have been launched by both sides against their fellow Muslims, often attacking places of worship, weddings, and even funerals. Collard ordered all flags to be at half-staff, and crowds arrived at the scene with flowers and candles. And there's a list of tweets about it if you want to pull that up to take a look at that. What I have here is off of Natural News. It says Muslim ban, a total lie. Factless media gins up massive hysteria among left-wing zombie trolls. America now a mobocracy. This may come as a shock to anyone stupid enough to still believe the lying left-wing media, but there is no Muslim ban in America. President Trump's executive orders signed last Friday are only a temporary halting of immigrants and refugees from 7 countries with strong ties to international terrorism. Countries are among the list of nations from where the largest number of Muslim immigrants migrate. Try that again. Largest number of Muslims migrate or immigrate to America. Even more, those 7 countries were chosen and named by Obama administration officials. They were chosen by Obama, not Trump. Both Obama and former President Jimmy Carter invoked temporary bans on travelers from terror-linked countries, by the way. Yet the wholly dishonest and anti-American left-wing media has no interest in reporting the truth about any of this. They're using the executive order to whip up mass hysteria as an emotional weapon against President Trump. Right on cue. And another perfect example of journo terrorism, the mindless liberal masses unleashed a social media trolling storm to condemn Donald Trump's so-called Muslim ban. But there is no Muslim ban. As has become customary on the left, the trolls pushing the media narrative are completely without any facts whatsoever and argue from a place of mindless outrage rather than the reasoned consideration. What we're all really witnessing yet again is the complete collapse of the credibility of the left-wing media and its mindless zombie followers. They are truly unhinged, mentally ill, emotional zombies who are instantly manipulated into faux outrage on any event the media seeks to contort into hatred directed at Donald Trump. That's why much of America isn't a democracy, but a mobocracy, where mobs of mindless zombies are whipped up into fake outrage by wholly dishonest, lying left-wing media. Stay informed about ongoing invasion of the USA at invasionusa.news. And there's a video from Stefan Molinex, and you can learn what the media isn't reporting by watching that. And there is a commentary from Paul Joseph Watson for more fact-checking in this, if you would like to take a look at that. The next one I have for you is off of BizPac Review, and it is about Starbucks. It says he'll hire 10,000 refugees. You know what that means. I have one more reason to boycott Starbucks. Putting politics before business again, Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz responded to President Donald Trump's executive actions to keep Americans safe by stating that he will hire 10,000 refugees. Consumers may want to make themselves aware of just how thorough Starbucks' vetting process is when deciding on a cup of Joe. Schultz sent a company-wide memo to employees that sounded a lot like clarion call to oppose the President of the United States. We will neither stand by nor stand silent as the uncertainty around the new administration's actions grows with each passing day, Schultz said. Trump signed an executive order Friday to keep radical Islamic terrorists from entering the U.S., which temporarily halts refugee admissions for 120 days until the vetting process can be improved, bars refugees from war-torn Syria, and temporarily suspends immigration from 7 predominantly Muslim countries in the Middle East and North Africa. We are living in an unprecedented time, one in which we are witness to the conscience of our country and the promise of the American dream being called into question, Schultz wrote. These uncertain times call for different measures and communication tools than we have used in the past. There are more than 65 million citizens of the world recognized as refugees by the United Nations, and we are developing a plan to hire 10,000 of them over the next 5 years in the 75 countries around the world where Starbucks does business, he continued. The plan applies to stores worldwide, but Schultz said the effort will start in the U.S. with a focus on hiring immigrants who have served with U.S. troops as interpreters and support personnel. Schultz, who backed Hillary Clinton in the November election, also expressed support for illegal immigration or illegal immigrants who make up former President Barack Obama's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or the DACA program. Social media was swift with the hashtag boycott Starbucks quickly trending, and there is a sample of the responses from Twitter included in this if you'd like to pull it up and take a look at it. My commentary on it is, yes, boycott them. I hope they go under. The man is obviously delusional, and their products are overpriced anyway. You surely find better places to spend your money, if nothing else. Fold it up, put it in your pocket until you have enough, and go buy some silver with it, because you're probably going to need that very shortly. The next one that we have here is off of libertywritersnews.com, and it says, urgent is giving portion of sales to Planned Parenthood. Don't eat there. After all videos we have seen of Planned Parenthood selling baby parts and helping sex traffickers, it's hard to believe that there are still organizations out there willing to support such a disgusting group. But lifenews.com has recently reported that popular restaurant chain Chili's is helping fund this abortion factory. Chili's restaurant in 2 states are coming under fire from pro-life advocates for giving 15% patron meal purchases to Planned Parenthood abortion business. Earlier this week, Planned Parenthood abortion business affiliate in Indiana and Kentucky posted a promotional code its supporters could use to request that Chili's donate 15% of pre-tax meal purchase to benefit the abortion corporation. And it shows a picture of it here if you want to take a look at it in this article. It says supporters of Planned Parenthood were given vouchers to take to participating locations, no matter if they were dine-in or takeout customers. All they had to do was present the voucher, and 15% of the purchase goes to Planned Parenthood. Pro-life groups fought back over the voucher program, and it was canceled, but not after paying them for their trouble. The restaurant made $200 donation to Planned Parenthood Marmonte Sacramento chapter as a compensation for the last-minute cancellation. Chili's has apparently helped the baby killing company before. This is not the first time that Chili's has been involved in potential donations to Planned Parenthood abortion business. A Chili's restaurant in California initially set up a fundraiser for a local Planned Parenthood abortion clinic, but eventually canceled it after pro-life advocates complained. If you're sickened that this well-known restaurant is helping kill innocent life, clicking a link here in this article, and that will take you where you need to go to pursue that. It says we need to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. I have for you in this episode. If you like what I'm doing, give it a thumbs up and let me know. Social media so other people get to hear the news. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you might want to do that. There's a little bell beside that subscription button. If you click that, a little box pops up that you can check, and you'll get email alerts every time I put a show up, and that way you'll stay informed.